This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy to see if you could save when you bundle your home and auto policies. Try it at Progressive.com.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
Ever wonder who's out there making the world go round? It's truckers. Who unites baristas with coffee beans? Truckers. Who unites dogs with their favorite chew toy? Truckers. That's why Progressive offers truckers even more protection with Cargo Plus coverage to keep truckers moving right along. Quote truck insurance today in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage subject to policy terms, limits, and conditions. Not yet available in California, New York, and Virginia.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Bitch Bible Podcast. I am wearing a Slick Rick bun. I have a mocktail pomegranate spindrift because I am a bit hungover this morning, and it's embarrassing. Jackie, what did you do last night? Well, I went for a sensible geriatric Italian dinner at 6:30 p.m. I had one super tanker martini and a large glass of a super Tuscan to accompany my chicken paillard, Caesar salad, extra anchovies, and a half portion of penne alla vodka. I was home by 8:15. I was in bed by 8:45 p.m. and I woke up a little parched, a little foamy at the mouth, and a little overserved. So I have saunaed. I have done some Ujjayi breath work. I had half of a muffin and a word with Jesus. I've watched 47 minutes of Alice Elm design. What is it? Interior decorating, elegant interior decorating. If you don't know, we're going to talk about that in a little bit because thank God TikTok is back because I have found my soulmate in South Carolina. I would take a bullet for her. I would give her a kidney. I'd give her my firstborn. I'd give her one of my tits. I would give her any piece of furniture in this house to throw in one of her Airbnb home renovations. She is my guiding light, my pillar of strength, my God, my Jesus, my Moses, my RuPaul, my Allah, whoever you pray to. I pray to Alice Elm. We're going to talk about that in a bit. Okay, so I just found a sticker on my hand. $30. Okay, she's a bargain basement, honey. I'm going to stick that on one of my tits. So when I go over to my friend's house to watch the Rams game, everybody knows what I'm working with. Oh, man. Oh, Jackie, we're going to get through this together. We're all white knuckling it. So I had an epiphany this morning while I was sitting outside in the rain with my thoughts, listening to Enigma's Sadness, not sadness, sadness. Okay. Don't know what that means, but I like it. I think that it is a common trope to say that we have social anxiety. And I realized last night, super tanker martini deep, that I actually do not suffer from social anxiety. It's just that I don't want to be social. And they're two very different things. Do I get nervous at a party? No. Am I trepidatious to attend? Yes, but it's not due to anxiety. It's that I just want to stay home. And I think something that I have had to work through whilst mothering, hands-off mothering, is that motherhood really does subscribe to just my personal routine lifestyle. It definitely gives you an excuse to get out of anything and everything with little to no questions. And I use and abuse it pretty hard. I'm jonesing to cut ties and be untethered to both my son and my husband when it is my decision and when it benefits me. But in the same regard, like I thrive in a mundane routine, and I want to have dinner at the same time in the same place. Like on Mondays, I want to have, a sensible Greek chili. On Tuesdays, I might hit you with a taco bowl, maybe like a shrimp, Mexican shrimp detox salad. On Wednesdays, we're living a little, we're going Italian. Maybe I'm making a chicken piccata with steamed artichokes. Maybe I'm making a penne a la something. Not vodka, that's repetition. I don't do any meal repetition. If I go out and I have something, I'm not having that for another week. Like maybe I'm making a stuffed Italian pepper. Maybe I'm making a skirt steak with a chimichurri over a bed of farmer's market arugula. On Thursdays, we get ethnic. I'm doing a chana masala. I'm doing a gourmet sabzi. Okay. Maybe we're doing, I don't know, chicken shawarma bowls, something rogue and fun and zesty. Maybe I'll hit you with a spicy tuna bowl. I don't fucking know. On Fridays, maybe we're doing Thai, maybe we're doing sushi. And then obviously Saturdays are for Italian soul food. So I don't know. Am I routine and OCD? Yeah. I want to do what I want to do when I want to do it, with light flexibility. I want a suburban routine lifestyle. If I decide once in a blue moon after a couple teenies that I'm going to fly to Paris in a couple weeks, I also want to reserve the right to make those decisions also. But do I want to go to a party? Never. Almost never. And this weekend I got to get my head in the fucking game because Grammys are next weekend. I am a trophy wife, if nothing else. And I know that we have things on the books that I have to go actively participate in because I am the personality hire in my relationship. Andrew needs me during these parties because, she's empathetic. She's a good listener, but she doesn't know how to razzle dazzle. And I unfortunately really do. This man asks virtually nothing of me except to accompany him to important, work events, like maybe once a year. So I have already been training for socializing. And I'm a fucking rock star. I'm so good at it that it makes me hate myself. But all the while, you guys, everyone hold my hand, digitally hold my hand and guide me to shore because I'm having a rough and tumble time. While socializing, all I hear in my head is Jess Glynn. And then I see just a mirage of my sofa with my fireplace because there's no place I'd rather be than at home, not talking to anyone. But when I'm out, I'm giving it my fucking all. One thing that I have found to be interesting since having child is that when people ask me, what are you up to? What's new? I simply don't have an answer. I have to default to talking shit about people because it's all I have to really offer. And I do think it's fun at a party, but what's new? What have you been up to? How do I say this gracefully and earnestly? Shtick free. Nothing. Like nothing is fucking new. And I like it that way. That feels safe and happy to me. But when I tell you nothing is new, absolutely nothing. Every day is Groundhog's Day. This is why I'm constantly renovating shit in my house because I love a side project. But unless I'm like gallivanting, nothing is new. Like I'm contemplating putting extensions back in. I don't know if that's fodder for a fiesta. Like I don't know if I'm supposed to bring that to the table. Hey, Jackie, what's new? I'm deciding whether I'm going to just like keep the health is wealth brand, or maybe I'm going to take like 2 inches off and then just hit it with like a couple tracks in the back and like maybe freshen up the front. Like, do I do short and thick or do I do long and mangy? I'm not really sure. What's new with you, Katie? Hey, Jackie, what's new? I don't know. I've got 8 pounds lingering in my midsection that TikTok is telling me is high cortisol levels, but I've been taking all the supplements and all the magnesium, and I cut out booze for like 2.5 weeks and not really seeing results. How about you, Katie? Jackie, what's new? I don't know. I'm redoing a guest bedroom, and I chose Farrow and Ball's setting plaster, which is scarily reminiscent to prison pink, which I found out is a color that they paint communal rooms in high capacity prisons because it soothes the inmates. And now I want to repaint my whole house setting plaster prison pink by Farrow and Ball. What's new with you, Katie? Hey, Jackie, what's new? I don't know. I'm switching out all of my cookware to non-toxic cookware. And also, I just signed up for a Mountain Valley spring water glass gallon delivery system because I'm cutting out plastics. What's new with you, Katie? Hey, Jackie, what's new? Fucking nothing. Okay. Sorry. I'm just going to start making shit up. I don't know. I might have a parasite. I'd also just like to go on record and say the amount of DMs I get being like, Jackie, we need your take on blank. And I have no fucking idea what anyone's talking about. Let me just show you. Jackie, we need you to share us your thoughts on the Jack Schlossberg Kanye level meltdown. I mean, I'm into it, but also him commenting on the vaginal dryness of Cheryl Hines. I don't know who Jack Schlossberg is. It sounds like someone I went to high school with who was in student council with me. Okay. And maybe I sat at his table at his bar mitzvah at the local community center, bat mitzvah culture. I don't know who Jack Schlossberg is. I'm very sorry. So I can't comment on it. Let's just, for the last time, hopefully for the last time in a long time, let's talk about Jason Baldoni and Blake Lively yet again. What are we going to do about this? We have to put a stop to it. Less is more. I don't want to know anything else. I don't want to see any more deleted scenes or unedited scenes, behind the scenes, whatever you want to call it. I just don't. There is only one solution here. We need to go silence and never hear about it again. They need to settle this out of court. Because the more information, I'm starting to hate both of them, and I don't want to live with bitterness in my heart. I'm done with it. I'm done with the conspiracy theories about it, that they fell in love and Ryan Reynolds is weird and curatorial. I don't know. I don't care. I can't hear it, but I do. Lisa Loeb doesn't get enough credit for I do. You know, we're always like really paying tribute and homage to Stay, which is the bop of the century. But I Do is also great by Lisa Loeb and her little fucking glasses. Okay. Lisa Loeb and her little fucking glasses. By the way, my outfit is Lisa Loeb right now. I am wearing a Lisa Loeb, get me my cute little glasses and a sensible fire crotch lob. What was I saying? I do find it odd. The Ryan Reynolds intrusion on the It Ends With Us press tour does make me very uncomfy. I'm going to say something that I don't want to say out loud, but I'm going to say it out loud. Oh God, these are lukewarm takes. And I do get nervous saying these things because I just, you never know where you're going to end up. I don't think Ryan Reynolds is funny at all. I don't think he's funny. He makes me really, it makes me uncomfy, dare I say it. It's a little too on the nose. You know what I mean? Like it's a little on for me. It's a little, like a little razzle dazzle. It's too obvious. I don't subscribe to over the top male humor. Like a Jim Carrey even is hard for me to digest. I get it, but I don't like it. I'm more on the like dry, curt, is he joking? Is he not joking? Male humor train. Like I don't like overkill, shticky, physical comedy. Yeah. Like do you know what I'm saying? Like I don't think that's funny at all. It makes me uncomfortable and vaginally dehydrated. I don't think Ryan Reynolds is attractive, and I don't think Ryan Reynolds is funny. And everybody else does, so take it with a grain of Himalayan Malden salt. Not for me. I'm just saying. And that weird interview he does with Atlas and his mom, like, I get on paper how that's kind of funny, but I also don't, I think it's a little weird. I do. It feels awkward. And there's nothing worse than when someone thinks they're really funny and they're not funny. And I get a lot of DMs. I'm going to speak in a hushed tone because I'll scream it from the rooftops. You know, humility is, it's a burden that I carry. When people say, Jackie, you're not funny, I don't get it. That's okay, because you're wrong. I have always been funny, and I will always be funny. And you should see me in moments of great despair. You should see me in low moments. You should see me at a funeral, see me at a Shiva, see me in like an urgent care, like an ICU hospital. I'm so goddamn funny. You will never know the depths of my humor because it's too vulnerable, but I promise you, you don't know. And, that was me making that just like back to home base, back to me. Ryan Reynolds isn't funny to me. Sorry. The moral of that story is Justin Baldoni, Blake Lively, don't care, don't want to look at the costumes anymore, don't want to talk about the $5,000 Saint Laurent boots that Lily Bloom's wearing to a party, don't want to talk about the fire crotch electrocution hair that was happening. I don't want to talk about their lawsuits, their legal battle. I'm good. The other takeaway from that story is that I am a sustainable queen, eliminating single-use plastics from my home because I do have a Mountain Valley spring water, both glass jug delivery system and a water dispenser coming in 2 days. And the third takeaway is that I am renovating a guest room, prison pink. And I'm not spending $5 million on this guest room. It's my dad's room in my house. It's also like one of the first rooms you see. It's where people like dump their purses. And it just wasn't slapping. And after going on a deep dive of Alice Elm Elegant Interior Decorating from South Carolina, please do me a favor. Find me on TikTok. Don't follow. I found out how to repost things 3 days ago. So I've been reposting a lot of, I think it's the only thing I've reposted is Alice M. Also, I have another, we're going to get back to my renovation in a second. I have a deep, dark secret. Everybody, like, okay. We need to normalize. I hate when people say this. We need to normalize following people on the internet that like we don't have to align ourselves with, like problematic people that, yes, are we supporting them by following them? Maybe, and that gets to be a bit of a slippery slope, but their HRH collection. Do we know who I'm talking about? Problematic. Yes, very much so. And I don't co-sign on any of her sentiments. But when she is losing her shit in her car screaming, this is very niche. If you know, you know. Okay, Lisa Barlow, it makes me laugh so hard. And I didn't realize, you know, I like a lot of the HRH. And somebody DM'd me and they're like, wow, Jackie, not a good look. I think it's bad, but I think it's funny. And two things can exist at the same time. You know, I don't want to live in the shadows. I want to be transparent with you. So you're not going to find any skeletons in my closet. You might find a couple inappropriate rogue likes, but that's just me on the tickety talks, not knowing what I'm doing. And I'm sorry about it, but it does give me a gay old chuckle. And if we can separate the art from the artist and the paints maybe, and like the genre of art, I think we could all just have a gay old time together. And that's just what we're trying to do here.
Truckers aren't just moving goods. They're making sure bakers get their chocolate chips and hotels get their tiny soaps. But truckers can't do this if they're not on the road. That's why Progressive has over 360 heavy truck employees to help truckers stay on time and on track. Quote truck insurance today in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
You're listening to this podcast, so I know you've got a curious mind. Here's a helpful fact you might not know yet. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive save over $900 on average. Pop over to progressive.com, answer some questions, and you'll get a quick quote with discounts that are easy to come by. In fact, 99% of their auto customers earn at least one discount. Visit progressive.com and see if you can enjoy a little cash back. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $946 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2024 and May 2025. Potential savings will vary.
This podcast is sponsored by Pocket Hose.
Hi, I'm Richard Karn. Homeowners, listen up. Before Pocket Hose, garden hoses were heavy, bulky, hard to carry, and always kinking. Then Pocket Hose changed all that. It's the American invention that made watering lighter, easier, and smarter. And now, the world's #1 expanding hose has gone ballistic. Turn on the water and watch it grow from a compact hose into a full-length, powerful hose. Turn off the water and it shrinks right back down, making it easy to carry and easy to store. But now it's even better. With a tough ballistic-infused outer sleeve, a pocket pivot that helps reduce kinks at the spigot, thicker washers to help resist leaks, and UV protection to fight sun damage. And for a limited time, you'll get 2 free gifts, a 360-degree pocket pivot and a thumb drive nozzle. Just go to pockethose.com/podcast. That's pockethose.com/podcast for your 2 free gifts with purchase. pockethose.com/PODCAST.
Okay, back to my home decor with Jackie. So I'm redoing a guest room, okay, because I needed a refresh. I need a project. Tone Deaf Tina, thousands of people are displaced without homes. Here is what I'm doing to rectify my survivor's guilt, if you will, which is kind of a real thing in Los Angeles. People who, I know so many people who have lost their homes, and I cannot fucking imagine. I would completely dissipate. And there is like such a communal understanding and like resilience in Los Angeles. Sorry. Oh God. Acid reflux. Those teenies, they're lingering in the throat. Like I can still feel the burn of the vodka. Kind of stings so good. There really is like a communal understanding and resilience because with this fire season, we've been through it so many times, and we're all just like a gust away from losing our houses in a certain way. So, there is like a form of like, if you are still in your home and you haven't experienced the loss that is a stone's throw, or that has affected so many people that you know, that you love, or even people that you don't know and you love, and you see it, like we're still in it very much so. There's like a bit of survivor's guilt, just being in Los Angeles. So I actually found something at the Pacific Design Center. If you're in LA and you're like me and you're a psychopath and you're hoarding side tables, art, pillows, bedding, whatever it is, I just want to make sure it's like totally legit first, and then I'm going to post it on Instagram this week because it looks like a great place to donate home decor items, which is another thing that is kind of overlooked that people desperately need. I know just for me, my home is my temple and fortress, and like sometimes like a new set of throw pillows just reinvigorates my spirit. So I imagine that people who are, in temporary housing and want to just zhuzh it up, I'm so down for that. What was I saying? Anyways, back to my home renovation. This is a terrible episode. I'm so sorry. I was sick all last week. Okay. I'm hungover. She came back with a bang. I was like, Robitussin, I don't know her. Never met her. Give me those teeny Santiago and make it a double. Oh God, just prying me with cocktails and penne alla vodka. Ricola. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to do a guest room on a budget, which historically is not my strong suit, because then I just start getting weird. I'm like, I need those lamps. So I'm doing highs and lows here. Okay. I've made a couple slight investment purchases by way of like these gorgeous brown marble lamps. Okay. But then I went to Home Goods and I found these kind of great side tables. I have a cane bed. I found this beautiful like peacock House of Hackney kind of like European bedspread. I'm not sure if it's going to work. Okay. I bought a bunch of shit. I'm going to donate what I don't end up using and feel good about myself because I'm charitable. Charity starts at home and then it starts at the Pacific Design Center, paying it forward to those who have lost their homes. Okay. Now we're rationalizing here. That's what we do. But I'm feeling like I want to incorporate, close your eyes, pale muted prison pink, okay, chocolate browns, and then like maybe like a muted teal or sage green. I don't know if it's going to work, but I'm going to try. Now, this color palette is all revolving around a set of curtains that I had made for my bedroom that were like a dark mauve, but they read red in my bedroom because it's too dark. So now I have to like tie it in with the monochromatic pale pink. We're going to get creative here, but we're not spending a fortune. So while I was at Home Goods the other day, the woman went on the PA system to make an announcement for the TJX rewards card. She's like, if you're interested on earning 10% back on all your Home Goods, Marshalls, and TJ Maxx purchases, please come to register to sign up for the TJX rewards credit card. For a limited time only, you're going to get 10% off your first purchase. You know, she was giving the whole spiel. She was reading copy. And honestly, she wasn't giving it her all, and I felt like her inflection just wasn't really persuasive to the Home Goods shopper, and I fuck you not, okay? I literally asked the manager when she was done, I was like, you know, it's always been my dream to deliver that copy over the PA system. And she's like, really? And I was like, yeah. I said, I don't want to brag, but I did the morning announcements in middle school, in high school, and now I'm a podcaster. And some people in the business say I give some of the best ad reads in the Western Hemisphere. So I'm available to read the TJX rewards spiel if you would allow me the great privilege. I swear to God. She's like, really? I was like, yeah, let me take a whack at it. She hands me over the copy. This, by the way, I'm alone. This is not for shtick. I'm not like performing for people in the line. This is just a solo. This is just like solo entertainment on a Tuesday at the Home Goods in Woodland Hills. I said to her, I was like, I would love to read this over the PA system. Like, I can guarantee you will get 6 people to sign up. If you just let me workshop this in the handicap stall for 4.5 minutes, like, let me come back and give you the read of your fucking life. I'm not going to sign up for the rewards benefits cards, but the TJX rewards benefit card, but somebody somewhere will. They're going to hear this voice popping off the pages of the PA system, okay, with this fluorescent lit Home Goods, and you are going to have a line of at least 4.5 people signing up for that motherfucking card, Mary. So give me the copy. She goes, we're only allowed to read it once an hour. So if you want to shop around a bit, we'll let you read it at 1:00. And I was like, Mary, I have side tables to place, so I can't do that, but I am going to go. Oh, my Lanta, the fiddle leaf is dead. She's gone. Okay. So I am going to go back. Maybe I'll announce it. Maybe I'll do a meet and greet at the Home Goods. I am going to go back this week, and I will be doing a live TJX rewards benefit cards reading just for myself to spread joy. Another epiphany I had over Penneella vodka last night, like so many thoughts. NyQuil will do that to a gal. You know, I had NyQuil like 3 nights ago because I was so congested, like my head, my ears, my nose, everything. And all the while, you know, we're sanding those walls in the guest room and all that dust is just blowing around, plus the toxins in the air outside. So it's just like not a great combo platter. But what was I saying? Epiphany. Hallucinating. I took NyQuil 3 days ago and I could not go to sleep. I slept like an hour and a half and I started to see shit. I saw aliens. I thought there was a helicopter in our backyard. I literally woke Andrew up at like 11:44 p.m. and I go, Andrew, is there a helicopter outside? He's like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, listen. He's like, Jackie, that's the sound machine that we sleep with every single night. I said, no, Andrew, that's not the brown noise. I don't listen to white noise. I listen to brown noise. I find it to be just like more soothing. White noise, I can start to like find a rhythm to it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a savant and a musician at my core. So, you know, you give me a beat and I'll find a fucking, like, I start like thinking of lyrics. I'm doing dance choreography. I can't do that with brown noise, but I'm like, Andrew, look outside. He's like, no, there's no helicopter. I'm like, look up. He's like, no, I'm looking up. There's no helicopter. I'm like, look in the front yard. He's like, Jackie, there's no fucking helicopter. I'm like, yes, there is. There's a helicopter. He's like, no, there's not. I'm like, okay, good night. There wasn't a helicopter, but I really did start to hallucinate. Don't take NyQuil and then not sleep. Because like I started seeing lights. I started seeing sounds. I started seeing, I don't know what the fuck was going on. But after that night, I had a lot of time to think because I was just wide awake. And I said to Andrew the next day, I was like, you know what? I feel like at this juncture in my career that I am very well respected, which is hard to believe. Like I feel very respected in the space, in the podcast world. I've been doing it a very long time. You know, I won't name drop, but like people in the industry, you know, I have cred because I've been doing it a long time. I think that I'm respected, but not relevant currently, and put it on my lower back. Like I'm totally okay with that. That is my mantra for 2025. Respected, but not relevant, you know? Respected, but not relevant. And I'm not upset about that. I'm not chasing relevancy, as you can tell, because it's not happening and it's just not palpable in my life. Will I be relevant this weekend at the Grammy parties? You fucking betcha, Iris. This is what I'm wearing. I have really leaned into a leather micro short because my legs do not fluctuate. My body type right now is a blue cheese olive on a toothpick. Okay. The face is looking somewhat snatched. I can hide the midsection with like an oversized sweater. And then we're going to just Spanx it up. Okay. Crotchless Spanx on Spanx. I'm going to shove my ass into a leather micro short with like a semi sheer tight and like a knee-high heeled boot or maybe a loafer. Andrew says to me, the one party that I have to go to is on Friday. And I have been mentally preparing for months and months and months. I'm going to have a gorgeous dinner at the Sunset Tower beforehand. I'm going to get lubed up. Okay. I'm going to have I'm going to have pigs in a blanket. I'm going to have a martini with blue cheese olives. I'm probably going to get, the chicken pot pie. If I'm feeling fucking crazy, maybe a chopped salad and maybe no, I can't have deviled eggs before a party. It's not good for the stomach. It's not good for the double spank situation. So I'm going to do that. And then I was like thinking 6 p.m. dinner, 7:30 p.m. dinner appearance, home by 9. Andrew says to me, the party starts at 9 p.m. I said, Andrew, I have already sprayed my feet with magnesium, taken a Unisom, okay, have a face mask on. I'm entering my first REM cycle by 9:15. What the fuck am I supposed to do at a party at 9 p.m.? That is unreasonable. I said, there's no way. He's like, Jackie, it starts at 9. I'm like, show me. There's no fucking, you have to be kidding me. Who planned this? 9 p.m.? No, nothing good happens after 8:30 p.m. with Jackie Schimmel. So I am, oh my God, I still have my $30 sticker on my tit. It's going to be bleak. If you see me on Friday at 9:15, you walk in the other fucking direction because it's not going to be pretty. I am really excited for the Grammys, though. I will be watching them from my sofa with my tits tucked into my socks. That's how it's going down. We've got skin in the game. We have foreskin in the game. By the way, if you're not watching the video episodes, nobody is, it's fine, but you really should, because I am looking particularly gorgeous today, even though I am waffling and struggling. God, the sauna situation. I've been saunaing every day in 150 degrees for an hour, sweating my foreskin testicles off, but the jawline hath reappeared, and I'm looking, dare I say it, stunning. If you could see me when I wake up in the morning, I am objectively and lovingly like the ugliest girl you have ever seen in your life. Close your eyes and just imagine the ugliest person that you have ever seen. Imagine Charlize Theron in Monster times 100. That's what I looked like this morning. Like devastatingly ugly. Like not in like a funny, like, ew, gross. Like in a truly, just aesthetically disgraceful state of ugly. And like you hit it with a tinted moist, a little bit of a highlight, a slicked bun, and a hoop, and we're fucking back, baby. So I'm really excited for the Grammys. Lots of good for performances. I am not nominated this year. It is the biggest shock and upset of the century. Andrew is not nominated at all, but we have very close friends that are like family that are nominated, so we're rooting for them, and we're excited. We're happy. We're in a micro short. And I'm excited for Charlie XCX to perform. Clyde's going to lose his little fucking mind. And Teddy Swims is performing, which is exciting. Sabrina Carpenter is performing. We're just, we're hoping for a big dub. That stands for win. Because it's the one ship rises together, root for your loved ones. I already have written and verbal confirmation that if one of our friends does win his first Grammy this year, that I have the perfect little alcove in the entryway, and he's going to allow me to display it, at least one of them if he wins. So, maybe I'll really get to live my pop star dreams. Still waiting on that Hanukkah bop, Andrew. He's let down me, and he's also let down Heather McMahon because he also promised her a bop, and he's failed us both miserably. So we're both mad at him. And if he can lay his head to rest each night knowing that he's disappointed two amazing talents, two women in the creative industry just fighting for their lives, then, sweet dreams, puppy, but you should be ashamed of yourself. Okay, also, I've done a little vetting, and this is totally legit. The company, or not the company, what do we call it? Organization. There we go, Jackie. We're back. The organization where you can donate new and gently used furniture, home decor items. Go to lacando.org. That's CANDO.org. And don't donate your fucking shit, okay? Nobody wants your busted Tupperwares. Nobody wants your shitty semen-stained throw pillows. No one wants your Sahankin period blanket. Like, don't be a sick, selfish cunt. Get some good shit and donate it, or don't, okay? Because displacing the burden of your extra things onto people who have lost their homes makes you a fucking asshole. So you're better off doing nothing. But if you've got some cute shit that you want to pay it forward, don't go to the consignment shop. Go to lacando.org, okay? And while you're at it, sign up for the TJX Rewards Benefits credit card at your local Home Goods for 10% back on qualifying purchases. That's what I'm going to do this week. I'm going to go to Home Goods. I'm going to make a donation. Then I'm going to go to Home Goods to find some coffee table books. Okay. Then I'm going to make my announcement over the PA system, and then I'm going to style vignettes. Because charity just is who I am. It's in my blood. Now, I have not watched The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City reunion yet because I'm saving it. I wanted to save it when I was like not sick anymore so I could have a tickle of a teeny in the throat and really enjoy my stories. One clip that I've seen that I do find to be a bit puzzling is so Lisa contacting Bronwyn's jeweler and being like, you didn't buy that $4 million necklace. She said that you've never bought anything from her. Or maybe the jeweler contacted Lisa. It's also petty. Get some art on your motherfucking walls, Lisa. Okay, get some art on the walls before you start throwing shade at Bronwyn. Bronwyn does baffle me. She confuses me. I think it's pretty textbook. Like, she knows that she overshared and now she's trying to control a narrative. I kind of like Bronwyn though. And I think season 2 Bronwyn is really going to delight us. That's just my foreshadowing. But, here is the lesson in that. Respected, but not relevant. My jeweler is a discreet Asian woman named Grace in Encino, and she would never share the intricacies of my purchase history with fucking anybody, okay? So in a world of Emmas, be a Grace. I think it's bad business. Is Lisa trying to insinuate, which is so funny because she's so protective of insinuations about herself, about her returning clothes, but then she has no problem talking about Bronwyn pretending to buy jewelry. The root of all of this is fraudulence and transparency, but for Lisa to be so offended that Whitney says that she returns her clothes, her designer clothes, after she films in them, and then, blowing up Bronwyn's spot, being like, bitch, you didn't buy that $4 million necklace. I do think it's awkward that Bronwyn came forward and also like teased it, like maybe she'd wear it at the reunion. Or I recall Bronwyn saying that she bought that necklace. And, you got to be careful with that shit. I saw in the clip in the reunion that she says, it felt tone deaf, and with everything going on in the world and the economy, that to spend that much money on a necklace just didn't feel right. But then why did you say that you bought it though? That's what I'm wondering. Like, why'd you say you bought it though? So just like keep it consistent and keep a through line with your goddamn stories. Everybody. Okay, housewives, listeners, whoever you are, if you're hearing this, just keep it consistent, and then you're never going to fucking get caught in bullshit whilst wearing an Hervé Leger Bloomingdale's fringe dress. Oh my God. Also, they posted the clip of me talking shit about Lisa's, by they, I mean Josh. I'm just working with such a big team over here. It's barely me and another person. Okay. My team. I love when people talk about their teams. Okay. Like, relax, Lord. Josh posted the clip of me talking shit about Lisa Barlow's reunion look. And I don't really read TikTok comments because they just give me indigestion, and I don't really understand how to use the app appropriately. So I just kind of go hands off deck unless I'm watching Alice Elm Elegant Interior Decorating from South Carolina. But Lisa Barlow commented on it and she goes, honey, ... watch me spin. It's so cringe. It's like the worst rebuttal. And I know she's like, honey, watch me spin. Like I'm such a rat loser. I'm like, honey, watch me spin. Okay. That's a one-hander microphone. Watch me spin. You see that? Art on the walls, dead fiddle leaf, vintage lamp from the 20s. Okay. Melted disco ball table, throw pillows. I've got art on art. I might swap out. I'm working on a gallery wall. House of Hackney drapes. Watch me spin, Lisa. Watch me spin. Honey, watch me spin. I love her so much. I mean, it's like the perfect Lisa Barlow response. And God bless her. God bless Lisa Barlow. WWLBD. Sorry for the jump scare if you're watching the video. I had to take a break yesterday and interrupt recording to go watch the Rams game at my friend John's house. Oh, wait, the Rams weren't even playing. This was what was so confusing. There was 2 back-to-back football games, allegedly, okay? And it decides who goes to the Super Bowl. Andrew says to me, Jackie, do you want to go over to John's for a little bit? We're going to have Italian sub sandwiches and chicken wings and beers, and we're going to watch football. I said, Andrew, I'd rather shoot myself up my own anal cavity. But where did I end up? Like a wifey for lifey at my friend John's house watching fucking football. Now, after about an hour and a half, I started to feel my testicles drop and hair emerging from my face because the testosterone was so rampant. They're all just sitting there, just like eating Sammys. They've got like 84 different sandwiches, chips everywhere, brewskis, pilsners, fucking chicken wings. I'm like, aren't you guys supposed to be like creative types? Aren't you like music industry bros? Like, this is not this. This is like one click away from like AE Sigma Epsilon at like fucking, I don't know, University of Dumbfuck. So into it. Never seen anyone so into it. So I was trying to just like put my little estrogen sprinkles. I'm like, so what are we wearing to the Grammys, guys? Like, I fully quartered my friend John. I was like, here's what I see for you. Okay. Jacob Elordi meets like waspy Sebastian from Cruel Intentions. Like, how do we feel about chiffon? He's like, I gotta go, girly. I'm like, I feel like a Bottega loafer would really tie together your look, you know, because you want to be like a douchey music producer, but like informed, you know what I mean? Like, that's the look. Like, it's Grammys, it's fun, fringe, tassels, but also like sophisticated, clean. Like, maybe I'm not going to show up to retrieve my Grammy. Like, that's kind of like what I'm thinking for you. He's like, okay, the game's on, bitch. And I'm like, bye everyone. Thanks for having me. Anyways, it was a good time. So I ran home last night and I was like, I need a palate cleanser. Wait, before we stop talking about football, okay? Can we talk about Taylor Swift's outfit at the game? Now, I don't want to disparage Louis Vuitton because, like I have continually said, I would still very much so like an invitation to the next fashion show in Paris, because I'm already like ready to go back and I would like to go solo this time. I believe last year's show, was it February, March, right around the corner, got miles to burn. So would like to go. Clyde, this is not about you. Get your own fucking podcast. Andrew, can you get the child? Retrieve your son. His fingers are coming. Oh my God. By the way, my son's fingers are coming through the bottom of the studio door. A singular jazz hand with a little phalange flicker. That's my boy. You start practicing tap dancing, kid. Fucking kill me. Anyways, as I was saying, very much so would like to leave these 2 fuckers and go to Paris next month or in a month and a half. So just, I'm not talking shit about Louis Vuitton as a brand. I think their menswear collection with Pharrell Williams, drop dead. Couldn't even, like, foaming at the mouth, so gorgeous. With that said, Taylor Swift in her red tights and her 2018 Louis Vuitton combat chunky heel ankle boots with a Louis Vuitton poncho. Oh my God. I love her so much. The Louis Vuitton matching beanie and gloves with a crossbody bag is, I say this with so much love, Taylor, and a red lip to boot and a side swept bang. We have to go back to the drawing board. It's so bad. And I once thought that it was intentionally bad to be relatable, but it's not that. It's just not good. I would, if she just wore like, everyone close your eyes. Okay, this is a visual podcast. Imagine if she wore like a cool fucking just trouser, like a leather trouser, like not a skinny jean, just like a leather pant with a cashmere sock, a Row loafer, a Celine loafer, okay, a sweater with like a cool long coat, a beanie, and some gloves, and like just a cool bag, and sunglasses. Like I would leap through my screen and open mouth kiss her. Like I wouldn't even know what to do. We would be gasping for air. Gasping. This is someone who can wear anything. The Louis Vuitton poncho with the matching beanie, like the beanie looks made for an outlet mall. Like everyone knows someone with that beanie, and you don't like them. And we want the best for her. Her boy is going to the Super Bowl. Get those rings, honey. Do you get a ring if you win the Super Bowl, or is that an NBA thing? I don't know. And I don't care. But like, come Super Bowl, maybe we see Taylor Swift in a sensible loafer with a cashmere sock. I would die. Speaking of dying, Real Housewives of Salt Lake City reunion. I saved it all week. I wanted to save it for when I could really enjoy it on a Sunday, God's Day for Salt Lake City. And I was a little bored, honestly. I'm ready for it to ramp up, which I know it will next week. The Bronwyn Jewelry Gate. Now that I'm approaching it from a more informed vantage point, Lisa Barlow is ready to show receipts all the time. And when you live that defensively, you have to wonder. Bronwyn, the camera is doing these women no texture favors on the skin. Bronwyn, we need to hit it with just like an oil and maybe like a Fraxel, which I haven't done yet, but I'm really into it. She looks great. The jewelry of it all is awkward because so did she buy any jewelry from Emma? And it doesn't sound like she did, because I haven't seen any of those receipts. I've been doing a little pilfering online. If I bought jewelry from someone and they were like, she's never bought anything, and I would pull up those receipts in 2.5 fucking seconds and be like, okay, bitch, explain this. What about this? What about that? And it's just, ugh. And then in next week's episode, Todd is there, scary Todd. And she says that he had an emotional affair, but like almost had an emotional affair, but there was no wrong play. Like, and it's like, well then bitch, why were you crying on the boat? That feels Britney with an eye adjacent. Another thing that is 100% not true is that when Andy says that Angie and Britney with an eye came wearing the same dress. That Carolina Herrera dress is over $10,000. Lovingly, Angie's like, yeah, except I'm not going to return this after. Maybe it was like a borrowed situation, which also is totally fine. People do this all the time. Okay. They have like these big fashion libraries, where you can pay. I've looked into it, by the way. Like when I was doing my tour 17 years ago, I was like, maybe I'll like Giovanni this shit and borrow some like really sick designer vintage outfits. The problem is like just to visit at least this one in LA, it's $500 just to go. And then there's like a minimum rental fee of $1,500. And some of the clothes, like to rent them is not much less than just buying them. And you can't alter anything. So like to rent an outfit could be, Lisa Rinna talked about this openly on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. To rent an outfit could be like $2,500. Like, for like a outfit that might cost you $3,300 just to buy. But if you're going to like an event, like something formal, and you want to wear a $10,000 gown that doesn't need altering, then it makes sense. So maybe like Britney with an eye, maybe they both went to I don't know, but I just can't imagine that these bitches are like voluntarily dropping $10,000. If you're a friend of, and you're dropping $10,000 on a reunion dress where you're going to participate for 15 minutes, maybe you don't need the money. You know what I mean? Like maybe we just sit this one out, but the world needs Brittany Bateman in a way. that I can't even explain. Maybe we don't spend $10,000 on an Oscar de la Renta dress or Carolina Herrera, and maybe we switch out the pendant lights in the kitchen. That's girl math for ya. Remember when I said I can look so cute and then so disgusting? That's kind of what's happening right now. I just caught a glimpse of myself in the camera and it doesn't get hotter. This is Temple Grandin. This is American Horror Story. This is Poltergeist. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, pardon me. Thank you so much for listening to this life-changing, gorgioso podcast. Give us 5 stars on iTunes. Please share it with your friends. Despite me sounding like a miserable troll this week, I love doing this podcast so much. Like, in the most sincere way, it is my favorite thing to do. And I will be doing it for way longer than you even want me to. So it really helps me. Leave me like a good review and like share, because she is respected, but dare I say it, not motherfucking relevant. Thank you. Have a beautiful week, and I will talk to you next Monday. Nope, it comes out on Tuesday. Next Tuesday. Love you.